Hey everyone! So, a lot of people have viewed my oil change videos, or rather lack of oil change videos, and they've left questions, they've left concerns, comments. Some of the comments are nice, some of the comments just kind of show me what type of people are out there. I'll leave it at that. So, but in this video, I wanted to kind of do a follow-up video, if you will. Because a lot of people have wondered whatever happened to that car. They've left questions about why did I say this, and different type of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to try to follow up on that. So the main question I get is 30,000 miles on an oil change. Why did you say that? You don't need to do that anymore. True. You do not need to change your oil every 3,000 miles. True, on newer vehicles. However, if you still have a vehicle from the 70s or the 80s, maybe even the 90s, early 90s, I would still change my oil every 3,000 to 3,500 miles just because it's an older engine and probably has a lot of miles on it. That's my preference. Everybody has a different preference. That's on older vehicles, that's what I do. On newer vehicles, you can go further. I would always follow your manufacturer suggested oil change interval. You can usually find it on the internet. You can find it in your owner's manual, and it'll tell you when you should change your oil. A lot of the newer cars and trucks have oil change reminder lights to let you know, hey, your oil change needs to be done. Such as my truck. It has an oil change reminder light that usually is about 7,500 miles. And my truck only has 7,500 miles on it. And I just changed my oil not too long ago. So the light hadn't actually even come on yet. I just changed it then because I wanted to get this original oil out of it. But I run a full synthetic in my vehicles. So I could actually probably go a little bit longer. But I choose not to. You should always follow what your manufacturer says. So a lot of people also have said, you know, I've run my oil 20,000 miles. I've run my oil 30,000 miles. I haven't had any problems. You're full of it, dude. You're full of it. Okay? Well, you know, how many miles are on your car now? That's the question I have for you. Just because you haven't had any problems yet does not mean you will not have problems if you run that long on oil. That long of an oil change. And, you know, if you change your oil every 30,000 miles and you haven't had any problems yet and you only have 30,000 miles on the car, wait until the warranty expires. If you care about a warranty, some people don't. But wait until you hit 60, 100,000, 120,000 miles. You will have problems. If you do not keep that engine clean, you will have problems down the road. You'll have sludge buildup. You'll have lack of performance. You'll want to go and it won't go. Noises, knocks, pings, whatever. But hey, if you want to go out and spend $20, $30, $40, $50,000 on a car, and you want to neglect a $30, $40, $50 oil change, that's on you. Okay, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not your parents, I'm not your boss. That's all on you. Now, so yeah, that's all I have to say on that. I change my fluids when I should change my fluids, so I don't have problems. It's called preventative maintenance for a reason. Another question I got was, whatever happened to that 75,000 mile oil change car? Well, the lady actually traded it in. Yes, she traded it in on something else. I don't know if it was another new car. I don't know if it was a used car. I don't know. But she brought it in, you know, complaining of lack of power and all this stuff. And that's when we found out, hey, you know, you haven't changed your oil for this long. And so we recommended. Okay, here's another thing. So a lot of you asked $10,000 for an engine. You know, why did you say that? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Okay, I don't know how many of you guys have ever worked for a dealership, but when you're a technician at a dealership, you kind of have to do what the dealership tells you to do. You can't really do other stuff. If they tell you this car, you need to tell them they need a new engine. Okay, you have to quote them a new engine. That's what they tell you to do. You can suggest, hey, I can do this, I can do that. If they tell you no, you can't do it. That's just how it is. So, yeah, but the $10,000 for a new engine, the engine itself was not that much, okay? That is labor and everything. Labor is $120 an hour. I don't remember how long it said that it took, 20, 30 hours, whatever. You have to, do all that. So yes, in the end run, it came out to be like $9,000 something after total install, taxes, fees, labor rate, all that stuff. So that's where that $10,000 came into play. Just so you guys know. But yeah, the lady actually traded it in on a new car, and it went wholesale, and I don't know what happened to it after that. So yeah, that is what happened to the car. Just so you guys know. A lot of you guys were curious about that. That's what happened to the car. So I hope this video helped answer some of your questions, maybe some of your concerns about why I said some of the things I did and why it's important to change your oil. If you haven't seen my other videos, check them out. And as always, change your oil, man. That is one of the most important things you can do on a vehicle, is change your oil. If you don't ever change anything else, change your oil. So I might do another follow-up video if I get more questions about anything. I'll do another follow-up video and answer those questions. But for now, I hope this helped.